All right, y'all. It's time for your Smackdown review for December 1st, 2023. I thought most of it was boring up until the last segment of the show. Randy Orton's back. You have to decide between Raw and SmackDown. He eventually picked SmackDown. Adam Pearce gave him the reason that, if the winner of Jey Uso versus Rollins, you'll get the next world title shot. So he tried to get Orton to come to Raw that way. And then Nick Aldis told him, basically, I can give you the bloodline, the guys that took you out for a year and a half. So we eventually chose SmackDown, signed with SmackDown. And then we had Santos Escobar continuing his push. He beats up one of his lackeys from the LWO. But this storyline's not getting interesting until Rey Mysterio comes back. It's trying to fill in time, I guess, until Rey gets back until the new year. And then we had Street Profits and Lashley. I'm just getting tired of this. They're not doing anything with them. Every time Street Profits lose, you see Lashley in the back. He's like all mad and stuff. They didn't explain this week why he was mad. So I don't know. Is he cool with him now? Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, every time Street Profits lose, Lashley's mad. Then the next week, Lashley wins his match. And then whenever Street Profits have a match, Lashley's pissed, or the Street Profits lose, then Lashley's pissed. He just keeps repeating the same cycle over and over. It just gets annoying. Starting to lose my interest with Street Profits, new group, Lashley and the Street Profits. Yeah, just whatever. But yeah, that was for the main things that happened on SmackDown tonight. All right, first up, we got Butch versus Bobby Lashley. Before the match starts, Lashley grabs the mic. He says, "I will break you into pieces." And then Butch just slaps him. He slapped the soul out of Lashley. Pissed off Lashley even more. The match starts. Butch hit a moonsault to the outside on Lashley. Lashley drove Butch into the metal pole where he does the fireman carry into the metal pole on the outside. Lashley goes for the spear. Butch avoids it, getting out of the way. And then Lashley hits a power slam for a 2 count. And then Lashley nailed him with a spear for the victory in the 3 count. Okay match, I guess. But yeah, Lashley gets the victory against Butch. All right, backstage, we got a segment with Nick Aldis and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's like all mad and stuff. He's like, "Oh, did you invite Randy Orton to SmackDown?" Nick Aldis said, "Yeah, I did. I'm going to sign Randy Orton. What are you going to do about it?" So he's trying to punk Heyman a little bit here. Get him all pissed off even more. And Paul Heyman says, "Anything it takes." And then that was it for that. So he's like threatening to take Randy Orton out, I guess, looks like, from the segment. All right, backstage, Pretty Deadly attacks Butch. They're all like mocking him and stuff since he's not, since Ridge has got issues with him and he's like by himself pretty much now. And that was it for that. All right, next up, we got another backstage segment, this time with Santos Escobar. Says Ray betrayed LWO when he brought in Carlito, and then he just went over history and stuff about why he's like mad and stuff with Ray. Same typical stuff he already said before. All right, we got his match now. He's facing Wild. Joaquin Wild, I think his name is. Wild hit a DDT for a near fall. Santos hit a super kick, and then hit the Phantom Driver for the win. So match is about 3-4 minutes. It didn't need to be a long match. Just a short match. Just pretty much squashed his former buddy. And then after the match, Santos started attacking Wild. And then Dragon Lee, he shows up. So Rey Mysterio lookalike. He fights off Santos, and then that was pretty much it for that. We got another backstage segment, this time with Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. Nick Aldis has like the SmackDown contract, and then Adam Pearce is like, "Oh, I got a Raw contract, so I'm gonna try to sign Randy." So they're pretty much just going back and forth in this segment. Not a lot. All right, next up we got, oh boy, this idiot Logan Paul. This dude was just terrible on the mic, man. I don't know what that was tonight. He was just this dude is just unbearable, man. All right, so he's basically looking for his next opponent. He says, "Oh, we're gonna have a tournament. We got another tournament." So you got see in the background there. It's gonna be Santos Escobar, Bobby Lashley, Dragon Lee, Karrion Kross. I don't know where Karrion Kross has been. So he's not. He's for sure not winning. Austin Theory. You got Grayson Waller, Kevin Owens, and then they got a mystery person. It's gonna be from NXT. Can't see it, but yeah, there was an NXT. NXT was written on the person beside KO there. So whoever it is, their NXT person's not winning. My guess is Kevin Owens is gonna win the tournament because he's the one that came out after all this. And then yeah, so KO says, "You in my ring. You being in my ring is a nightmare. Your days as US champ are over." And then we got these other two jabronis, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. They come out. KO punches Austin Theory. And then it's pretty much KO versus Grayson Waller after the commercial. KO hit a frog splash from the apron to the outside. Austin Theory stepped on KO's hand. So after this, he was pretty much selling he had a head injury, like maybe like a broken hand or a broken finger or something. Yeah, so yeah, Austin Theory stepped on KO's hand while the ref was turned around. He was tending to Grayson Waller. KO hit a frog splash, and then he started favoring his right hand after he hit the frog splash. KO hit the swanton for a 2 count, and then he got the 3 count. I think he just rolled him up. I don't think he did a stunner for the win. Yeah, I think it was just a roll up. I can't remember. But yeah, Kevin Owens wins. So I think I saw today that Kevin Owens has like a broken hand. So it's basically a storyline injury. So he's probably gonna be out. Oh no, I think he has a match next week in the tournament. So yeah. But yeah, I think KO should be winning the tournament because nobody else is really feuding with Logan Paul, and they're not gonna do heel versus heel with if you think Santos Escobar is gonna win because that doesn't make any sense. And he's the one that basically helped Logan Paul get the U.S. title by leaving the brass knucks in the ring at Crown Jewel. So yeah, it's not gonna be Santos. Kevin Owens should just he should win the tournament in a cakewalk. All right. Next up we got it was Kairi Sane versus versus Bianca Belair. Main point of the match was Bayley shows up. They told her Damage Control told her not to show up, but she showed up anyways, and then she like she yanked on Bianca's hair to try to help Kairi Sane win. It ended up backfiring because Bianca ended up winning the match with her finisher. She does the reverse attitude adjustment. I can't remember what it's called. I always forget the name of her finishing move. But yeah, so it backfires. And after the match, Bayley has like this concerned, she's like confused look on her face. So it's clearly doing a slow build up to when Damage Control kicks Bayley out of the group. I just don't really care about it. All right, next up, get the best part of the night. The legend killer, Randy Orton. He comes out. Basically, it was supposed to be a regular segment, but it ended up being a decision day for Randy. Could decide, who's Randy gonna pick, Raw or SmackDown? It was pretty obvious. And then Paul Heyman comes out. 2 GMs are already in the ring. Randy Orton's in there, and now Paul Heyman comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's back. Randy Orton looking for revenge. Says there'll be no RKOs this evening, no decision tonight, because the bloodline is going to make the decision for you. And right on cue, Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso come out. Hold on. Oh shit, Randy Orton's jacked, man. He's been pumping iron in the gym. So there's Solo and Jimmy. Randy Orton, so basically 2-on-1 in the ring to attack Orton, and then LA Knight comes out. Yeah, help him out. He chases what's his face? Solo Sikoa to the back. They pretty much brawl to the back. And then Randy Orton hit a DDT on Jimmy. Vintage Randy Orton right there. And then he hits the RKO on Jimmy Uso. Love seeing the RKO back on SmackDown. And then we got so after that he hits the RKO. He goes back to Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. He wants both contracts in his hands. They give him the contracts and he decides. He tosses the Raw contract out the ring and he signs the SmackDown contract. So he's gonna get payback on the bloodline. And then oh yeah, so while this is happening, he's before he signs before he's deciding to sign, Paul Heyman's like yelling outside the ring, "Go to Raw! You're safe on Raw." Just looking out for Randy, man. That's it. But he picks SmackDown Randy. And then Randy grabs a mic, says, "You can call Roman Reigns. Tell him Daddy's back." Paul Heyman. So after he says that, they show Paul Heyman. They got the look. Oh no, they don't have it. So after he said that, they showed Paul Heyman. He looked like he was about to cry. That was hilarious. Like all emotional and stuff. And then Randy Orton hit the RKO on Nick Aldis. Man, you get an RKO too. There you go. That ends the show. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be pretty obvious now. It's gonna be Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, with Roman Reigns winning. But Randy, he should still be in the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton, even though he's gonna lose. But yeah, so excited to see Randy Orton back on SmackDown, and he's been desperately needed since Roman's a part-time champion, pretty much. Even more so this year since he's only had 11 matches, so he's barely even on TV. But yeah, good to see Randy Orton. And then they had next week, CM Punk's gonna be on the show. This past week on Raw, he didn't really say much, just thanking the fans and stuff. It's not a good promo by Punk. He didn't go at anybody he went at Seth Rollins, but like he just said, "Oh, so everybody's here to happy to see me." He's like, some people are not. So I don't know. Just called out him in general or something. I don't know. Just I didn't like the Punk promo. And then there's two matches in the tournament. I don't think they showed the brackets. Let me see. They have the brackets on the website somewhere. US title tournament. They got the brackets. They just had the pictures of the people in the tournament, but they don't have the brackets look like. Hold on. Let me look in their the one on their Twitter. It's a strikingly okay, yeah, it doesn't look like they have the bracket set up yet. But yeah, Kevin Owens should win that easily. So yeah, that was pretty much it for SmackDown. See ya.